All right, everybody. Welcome back to Ringside Brew Wrestling Podcast. I'm already scratching my face. That's a great start. Episode 29. Joseph, how are you
Wow.
feeling today?
I'm a little bit tired. It's a Tuesday night for us. So
Yeah.
work week has already started slamming us, shall we say? But like good pro wrestlers, we always get up. Don't stay down. So
Wow, Joseph is feeling it tonight. He's on fire. All
I'm feeling it,
right.
yes.
Wow, I need to wake up. I don't normally I know what to say, but I don't know what to say. So let me just quickly give the introductions. My name is Dave. I am a pro wrestler. I've been doing it for 13 years now, and I have been a creative and match producer for about 3 years.
My name is Joseph, Moses with a J. That's how you spell it. I've been a pro wrestler for 4 years, but I also do ring announcing and live commentary.
Right. So, as always, guys, Ringside Brew Wrestling Podcast. We have a tradition here. Today we're gonna be talking about Monday Night Raw, but yes, about that tradition, we're gonna crack open a drink and talk about wrestling. So, Joseph went first, the previous one, I believe. So I'm gonna go first this time. Today I'm having a Brewdog Wingman. It's a session IPA. I still need to kind of like brush up on my alcohol knowledge, but apparently thanks to Joseph who educated me, this one is from Scotland. It's a Scottish brand, and one thing I know about Scottish people, they do know their alcohol.
They do.
Yeah. How about you, Joseph? What do you have?
So I have also a pale ale. Yours is India Pale Ale, IPA, right? Session IPA. Mine is just a regular pale ale. I'll just hold it here. Regular pale ale from Heart of Darkness Brewery, which is actually based in Vietnam. So quite international today.
Joseph did show me his drink because we were figuring out the angles just now, and I thought that what a extreme name. Heart of Darkness. That sounds really hardcore.
Yeah, it's the I should know the name why they chose Heart of Darkness, but I will get back to you. But it's a bit goth, it's a bit metal, right? A bit metal, but yeah.
Maybe the drink is very heavy. All right.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Okay, let's crack open our drinks.
Crack it open. I have to get a bottle opener.
Can lend you my giant one.
Oh yes, you had a giant one. Okay.
Okay.
Let me pour it out. Cheers. Actually, I'll just swig it from the bottle. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah. Oh, mine's a little bit fruity.
Oh, nice. Because pale ales are quite bitter generally, but
I can't tell if it's fruit. Yeah, it was bitter. I can't tell it's fruity. It has a little bit of the grapefruit sensation. You know what I'm saying? You know, like grapefruit when it's sour and then there's the bitterness that comes after it.
Yeah.
It's not heavy for sure. I like I like it. I am awake now.
Is it juicy? Is it grapefruit? Is it juicy? Because there's also a way some people like to describe beers or IPAs.
But how do you define juicy for beer though?
It like makes your mouth water. I don't know. Like it brings out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of does. I like it.
Grapefruit's a good note. I'm jealous. Yeah. This is nice. A little bit fruity as well. More citrus. Yeah, but grapefruit is citrus as well. Grapefruit is citrus.
Yeah,
so I think
it's a kind of citrus. Yeah,
we're drinking similar beers. I think with the same profile. So
right. Nice. Joseph, I also can't help but to notice that your head is shinier than usual.
Is it? I actually can't remember when I shaved. It's either Saturday or Sunday, and it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday now. This is how far we're in the work week only. I think I shaved it Saturday or Sunday. So
okay, I can tell you it's definitely
still quite fresh.
It's definitely reflecting light.
Okay, that's my lamp. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's not get too far with the head stuff. Let's go to Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw this week. I would say there's nothing. It's quite decent. I quite enjoyed what I was watching this week. How about you?
Yeah, it was quite a nice watch. I was a bit like, I have to watch it after work, but I ended up enjoying it more than I expected, number one. I do feel, and we can talk about this as we get along, I do feel this episode was a lot of building up for Backlash.
Oh yeah, for sure. In fact,
setting up
Backlash
for Backlash.
Backlash is what, 2 weeks from now? That's very fast. So
Yeah,
that was 3 weeks after Mania. 1 month?
It's
I think it's a
supposed to be
month.
1 month. Yeah, but now we're 2 weeks out. So
Yeah, it feels like it's less than a month and we're at Backlash already. But yeah, a lot of these matches are building towards Backlash. You could say that there's quite a lot of these matches that are kind of like status quo. Some of these rivalries didn't really progress much. But we'll talk about them nonetheless. As always, we're going to start with the honorable mentions. Right. This is not really sequentially, so just keep in mind, because we normally talk about honorable mentions first, great angles before we hit the title scene. So yeah, let's talk about our first honorable mention of the day, Seth Rollins. Hey, Abang Seth Rollins, he lost all his color already. He's black now.
He's black.
Wait, I'm sorry, that doesn't sound right contextually.
No, he's dressed in all black. He's been dressing in all black since he came back from WrestleMania, right? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, before WrestleMania, he was dressed all black already. He just lost the flamboyance. Even for his entrance at WrestleMania, if you remember, he was all black as well, right? There wasn't really much of the flamboyant stuff.
Which was also a bit so you're right about he's toned down almost or even gotten rid of the flamboyance, but he still keeps the lines, right? So he showed up for this live, cut a promo, and he started with his usual lines, which we haven't heard in a while, which is, I'm a revolutionary, I'm a visionary.
Yeah, but he's less of a joker now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
He's more serious now. I think we talked about this before. He's more of the Kingslayer character again, where everything he says is more or less serious. But when he was the visionary character, he was kind of like hee-hee-ha-haing with his promo. Now he's very, very serious, and it shows in his promo today, because he had a live segment. He come out to cut his own promo, and then Bron Breakker comes out. It's your typical I lost my match because of this guy, and then this guy comes out and starts to have a promo fight with him. Bron Breakker, actually, let me just go ahead and say, I think both men cut an amazing promo. I
would agree, actually, yes.
I listened to the entire thing from head to tail. Like Bron Breakker, like we said many, many times, he's such a great right head.
And Seth actually called him out, right? Seth's like, there was a lot of great lines from both men. You're right. Both men had great lines.
Yeah.
One, you said it's right head. One was like, Seth is like, you're great, but you lack. And then he pointed to the brains.
Yeah. So actually, I noted that down. Seth Rollins, I think he had a masterful promo, right? This is how both men can build each other, especially Seth, who is more of the veteran, compared to Bron Breakker. In his promo, he more or less uplifted Bron Breakker. He sung Bron Breakker's praises. Oh, you are one of the strongest. You are one of the fastest. There are many athletes that come to WWE and they flop, but you are special. And I take you very seriously. All those lines. And it helps to build Bron Breakker's stock so much more. With Seth singing his praises. And it's not all Seth singing his praises as well, because Seth kind of like brought it back to him again, saying that, but I'm still better than you because I have the mind. I don't necessarily think that he's saying that Bron Breakker is dumb, but
there was that implication, right? But you're right. When Bron Breakker shows up, Seth, at that point I was like, bro, are you trying to put him down? Because he's totally not, right? Exactly what you said. But it makes sense in storyline because they were once faction mates, right? They have so I appreciated that narrative point when, like, yes, we were once on the same side, and I respected you, but
so like the promo was great and all. I think Bron Breakker also did a very funny impression of Seth Rollins.
I love that.
He pinched his nose.
I am the visionary.
What was the Seth normally say? He's the visionary. He's the
revolutionary.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of his a bit nasal voice. Even though I don't think it's nasal, but that was it was funny.
I had a good pop for that. It's quite funny. I couldn't. It's so out of Bron's character to do that, But okay, we talked about the context enough already. There's a couple of things that I want to say, right? Number one, let's talk about how how Bron Breakker has more or less speared the bejesus out of Seth the past 2 weeks, and for them to have a very regular conversation, I felt like it was a little bit
Yeah.
So Seth, you don't want to do anything about that? Are you gonna, but like, okay, it's fine. They did a good promo. So another thing that I thought was they did speak about Gunther.
They did mention him. Yeah.
But Gunther, our friend, did not show up the entire night. Like not specific to this story. He's just not around. Yeah, is he gonna disappear again for like months?
I don't
Like
know.
2 months, 3 months.
When we talk about Oba Femi, I might mention Gunther again. But yeah, at least for this, where the story is at, because Gunther is a part of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's feud, shall we say?
Yeah.
And the fact that he's a bit MIA is a question mark.
Right. One more thing that I noted down is that I found this rivalry to be quite similar to a very familiar pop culture reference.
Okay.
This rivalry reminds me of Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I didn't make that connection, but okay, I see it now.
Like obviously Bron Breakker is the Anakin Skywalker here.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins is the Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? And we know the story of Anakin Skywalker for those of you who watch Star Wars. Or those of you who don't, Anakin Skywalker is a brash young man that wants to become a grandmaster. I'm not using the right terms here, but it's easier for you guys to understand. He wants to become a master, right? And he's living in his teacher's shadow in the sense that it will be Seth Rollins in this case. But yeah, I just thought it was a fun connection right there.
That's an interesting connection. We'll see. I mean, so I guess then Heyman is Palpatine, is it? I mean, again, we can't stretch it too far.
Holy shit, you're right. Heyman is the Palpatine. Oh, you're right. Yeah. This is Star Wars.
This is Star Wars. So who's Padme? There's no woman in this picture. There's no love interest.
Oh my god, this is Star Wars. Okay, anyway.
Heyman is the perfect Palpatine, right? Anyway.
Heyman is the perfect Palpatine, you're right. Okay, let's move on. Let's not spend too much time here. Let's talk about the next one. El Grande Americanos. Okay, so both of them.
Right, so both of these men, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
We haven't seen either of them for a month or better.
No, right? They had short segments, but it wasn't like as important as the rest because they were building up to WrestleMania. Yeah. To give a little bit of context, what happened here was the second El Grande Americano, he cut a promo, and I thought it was a babyface promo.
No, he's a
vignette. Sorry, it's a vignette.
It's a vignette, yeah.
It's a babyface vignette, and WWE so far, right? They have been booking OG as the face and the second El Grande as the heel, but today they kind of like swapped it around. Like the second one was more of the face.
Yeah. So this one, I think, for context, because we mentioned they've not been on WWE for a while, and part of that is their storyline has been playing out in AAA, right?
Yeah.
And if I follow a little bit here and there, right? The snippets and the highlights. The second El Grande is so over as a babyface, number one, that I think they were forced to,
Yeah, the roles are reversed in AAA.
Yeah.
And it's not only that point of the vignette that made me feel like he was the babyface, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Yeah.
Right? So there's actually 3 points that made me feel like both El Grandes have kind of like turned. Okay, so this this felt like a face turn for the second El Grande. Then there was another segment later in the night between Rey Mysterio and OG El Grande.
Yes.
Right, so basically the premise of this entire night was second El Grande wants to face Rey Mysterio because Rey Mysterio is a legend. He's kind of like fighting for the approval and validation of Rey Mysterio. Right, so after this vignette, the OG El Grande goes up to Rey Mysterio and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here? Why is this second El Grande kind of like fighting to get your validation? Is there something that I should know? Are you picking sides now?
Yeah.
Right. Of course, Rey Mysterio is gonna say no because I think he really got dragged into this more or less. But so what I'm trying to say here, right? I'm trying to say that this OG is trying to ask, hey, what's going on? Hey, are you gonna turn coat on me now? So that felt like a little bit,
There's a second flag in your head.
Yeah, the second flag in my head, that felt a little bit, I wouldn't call it heelish, but it's kind of like stirring the pot a little bit. Right? So what were you going to do if Rey Mysterio was going to say yes? Are you going to take him out?
I mean, you're right that it's interesting in the WWE sense because you're right. If you just watch the AAA highlights at least, the OG is heel and the second is so over in Mexico, right?
Right.
And then here you're right, like the OG is kind of neither here nor there yet, right? This whole segment.
No, but it's a little bit more face.
A little bit more face, right? Yeah.
Just that this segment felt like almost the other way around. And then the third flag of the night was the actual match between Second El Grande against Rey Mysterio. So of course you get shenanigans. And by the way, it's quite an okay match. It's quite a decent match.
Yeah.
There was definitely gonna be shenanigans. The Rayo and Bravo got involved.
Yeah.
But who's the blue one? Bravo?
Wow.
I don't know.
I'm only seeing them below their neck. This is you're talking about the color of the mask, right? I don't know.
The Pete Dunne one.
Pete Dunne one is red, is it? I don't know. Well,
they changed colors already. So
yeah, they do.
Right. So basically one of the mini Americanos, they hand the second El Grande the metal piece.
Yeah, the steel plate,
The steel plate. And I don't think this was shown very well on camera, right? But if you really watch closely, the second El Grande was a little bit hesitant to put it in.
So there was, but I wonder it was just the spot. I don't know. Maybe I should watch it back because I thought the spot eventually is Rey Mysterio hits his 619 on both of them. So maybe he was just waiting for the timing. I don't know.
No, but this was after. What are you talking about?
This was after.
This was after. Dude, you just caught the show, right?
I did.
This was after the 619.
Oh, right. Not during the 6. Okay. You're right. Yes.
So this was after the 619, right? He had the metal piece in his hand. He looked at it for a fair bit, and here I thought maybe he's hesitating. I can't tell if he's hesitating or not, or maybe he could be waiting for the OG to stop him. Right, because he was kind of like he could have just slot it in, right? So one or two things could have happened here. So I'm not really sure, right? It could be OG was late or he's really hesitating. If he's really hesitating, then I would say this could be a potential face turn, right? And the crowd was cheering for him more or less.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very interesting angle going on now with the Americanos.
It is. If I was being charitable to WWE Creative, because Chad Gable and Ludwig, we know both of them as good heels, right? But now with the mask on, right, it's a fresh. So it's a bit of meta storytelling. Number one, you talk about what I wanted to say also here is Rey Mysterio. You said the match was good. Okay, yeah, it was, but also we forget that Rey Mysterio is what, in his late 50s?
No lah, 51 lah.
Oh, he's only 51
51, 52.
Okay, but still, he does. You can't tell. So kudos to Rey. You also mentioned. I also want to agree and with you that because the second El Grande was like kind of looking for the OG was looking for Rey's approval. But I feel like this whole story is also in a sense Rey Mysterio giving his blessings to both of them.
To fight for the culture.
The whole lucha culture thing, right? Yeah. So that was nice, I thought.
Speaking of story, I just want to take note that, because we talk about how both this whole Americano storyline didn't make it to WrestleMania is kind of sad. I think I stand corrected on this one. I feel like this is bigger than some of the storylines in WrestleMania. I would have loved for it to be at WrestleMania, but I don't think WWE would have given them the time to work this out.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that right now it's a standalone thing, and they are literally giving it a month to run until the end of May, where the match actually happens.
Yeah.
Right? They're building it on main programming,
Yeah. Well, not just main programming as well as AAA, right? So
Yeah,
it's a
so-
really nice kind of cross promotion.
Yeah,
Good
so
for, I guess, both products. Yeah.
they're building in on both shows. So I think this match is gonna be a big freaking deal. So I'm glad that they're giving this the single tunnel vision that it needs.
Mm.
Yeah, so we shall see. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
Oba Femi, he destroys Grayson Waller.
Were you expecting anything else, right? I was just like,
No, I didn't really talk much about the match because like it's an Oba Femi match.
yeah.
I noted down one thing. Actually, there's two things to take away from this. Number one, he did open up a open challenge Oba Femi.
Yeah. After the
Right.
match, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was interesting because like who is strong enough to go up against Oba Femi?
I had only two names. I don't know about you.
I didn't even think of names. I was like, it can't be a main eventer because if they bring down a main eventer to face Oba Femi, there's a chance that Oba will lose. Or if the main eventer loses, then no one stands to gain from that.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So I cannot find a name like it can't be Gunther.
It can't. But Rusev,
But Rusev is
occupied, right?
I mean, even if it was Rusev, he was a cannon fodder to Oba Femi.
He was actually, yeah, he was beaten already. Actually, I did note that down. Rusev has already been squished by him. Yeah.
Right. So the next question is who is dangling in between the mid card and the main event scene? And this open challenge, is it only on Raw? We don't know. Or is it on SmackDown? But he's more of a Raw guy. So
are they going to suddenly push an NXT person up? Also, yeah.
it could be, but that's the second thing I noted down, right? So if we can't fish people on the main roster or whoever that's free right now to come and face Oba Femi, right? Which means that we're gonna get people that Oba Femi is gonna squash.
So then you just pull up NXT guys to do a 2-minute match kind of thing.
There's that, but the bigger issue here is Oba Femi, fresh off defeating Brock Lesnar, is back to squashing people again. Like, what is the point of beating Brock Lesnar? Right? If you beat Brock Lesnar, you should go on to do something even greater or something of that caliber, like maybe winning a King of the Ring or winning some multi-man rumble to determine the number one contender and then go fight for the title. I think they're trying to buy time because I think they realize that there is a problem here. So Oba is so strong. He just beat Brock Lesnar.
Right.
Right.
He retired Brock Lesnar, in fact.
Well, quote unquote.
Well,
right.
We'll see. But anyway, yeah, he beat Brock Lesnar. Definitely beat him.
So who is Oba gonna face next? It's not gonna be Penta. Right? Why would Oba go for the mid-card title? Right? Oba is gonna go straight to.
He should, right? He should.
To Roman.
Given what yeah.
Right. So especially he's just retired Brock. The next best thing is gotta be Roman already, and I feel like if we go that route, Oba versus Roman, then Oba's gotta lose to Roman.
Yeah.
Or you gotta run through a shenanigan finish, and then the whole match will just be sour.
Yeah. So it seems like. So then what's the point? So it goes back, what's the point of the open challenge? Because I also noted, what's the point of it? Because Oba Femi doesn't have a belt, right? So even if I beat him, then it's just bragging rights.
No, but it's not even about the open challenge. What's the point of beating Brock Lesnar when you're going to go back and just squash people again?
Yeah.
Right? Why are we taking a step down from the Brock Lesnar match? We should continue.
Brock Lesnar mountain. Yeah.
We should continue that momentum. But yeah, I can see why they can't. They can't push him to Roman because someone's got to lose there. They can't push him to Cody because someone's got to lose there. And Oba is more of a face than a heel. If we're talking about a heel champion right now, then we go like, now we've got the chase. Especially if we got a chicken shit heel. So for those who don't really know what chicken shit heel is, it's basically a heel that keeps running away.
Yeah.
The Miz was a great chicken shit heel.
Yeah.
So, just an example to throw out there, right? But we have none of that. We have two top baby faces who are champions right now, and I think right now they're just trying to buy time for Oba. That's why I said I was worried that they're going to spend the next 2 months squashing random talent.
So the open challenge is just low to mid carders just running into the wall there is Oba Femi.
I guess that's what it is,
Yeah.
which I hope
Yeah.
that doesn't happen, right? But we will see. It's hard to say now. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Got tension in the Judgment Day again.
Again. I think the big development here is Roxanne is talking to Finn behind everybody's back.
Wow, way to jump into the context.
Yeah, that's the big
to set up
reveal,
the first part of the context.
Yeah.
Liv Morgan, if you all remember before WrestleMania, Liv Morgan actually approached Roxanne to talk about expelling Finn Balor, because Finn Balor was the one who brought Roxanne into the club. That conversation never got wrapped up because Stephanie Vaquer double killed both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, in we call it satay.
Satay.
Yeah. Me and my friends, we call it satay because it's a double kill. Anyway, yeah, so right now Liv is just revisiting that old conversation and it's like, oh, do you trust me? Do you trust the Judgment Day? We had to do it because Finn is doing it for himself. And Roxanne is like, yeah, I trust you. But you can kind of tell that there's a little bit of
hesitancy.
Hesitancy in her voice. So interestingly, Liv leaves the room, and I don't know if Finn Balor came through the same door because he came in from the same angle.
I thought he came in from some. WWE backstage is very messy, so there's places to hide. Right? In the back of the arena, there's so much random.
He shows up in the same direction as where Liv Morgan went. So my mind can only process it as, did they walk past each other? But anyway.
This is the problem with backstage live segments. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so Finn is trying to talk Roxanne out of it, and Roxanne is like, I think Roxanne, she doesn't hate Finn. She's just telling Finn to stay out of it before he gets hurt. Right? And that shows that Roxanne is still kind of like loyal to Finn, if that makes sense. Being
nice to him, right? She's not like straight up ignoring him.
Yeah,
still listening to him.
Yeah. So did she attack Finn? Was she part of the attack? No, right? She only came back after.
Yeah, she only came back after.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think she was involved.
That would
JD was involved. McDonough was definitely involved. So Roxanne wasn't inside.
That would be a huge story plot problem if she was. But anyway, I can't say I hate this. I like the dynamic that I'm seeing, and I feel like everyone's acting's on point. Because obviously Liv Morgan, we don't have to talk about Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is such a great actor.
Yeah.
She's very good at being this cheeky manipulator. It's really those girls that you see on movies, right? That will backstab you. I don't know how to explain.
She's a mean girl. Yeah,
high
she's a
school
mean girl.
girls. It's like mean high school bullies. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say you're right. I want to talk more about the Liv character. You're right that she is that. If she hates you, she's gonna kill you. Right. If she hates you, she's gonna use everything at her disposal to get rid of you.
She's the alpha.
She's definitely the alpha B word, right?
Yeah.
The alpha B word.
She's the alpha. So I think she does a great job at doing that. I really like how she does it. It's very convincing. Roxanne also quite convincing because she's like the beta.
She's the beta, and she, fundamentally she's got a sweet face. Even though she's playing a brat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but this whole thing just really feels like a high school situation, is it not?
Oh, yeah. It is. Yes.
Is it not? So the cool kid, the cool kids expel one of the guys because one of the guys got into fight with the alpha. and then the guy, because he brought this friend into the group, says that, hey, if you know what's good for you, you gotta leave. But then this person who got brought in, aka Roxanne, had no friends before that, so she's trying to hang on to the company. She's trying to be part of the cool kids. You know what? You know what's gonna happen? She's gonna realize that, you know what? I'd rather be lame than to be cool. And then she turns on them. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, that has to happen, right? I guess.
It's a high school story.
It is now a high school story. But look, they've been teasing a Judgment Day Civil War for half a year. right?
Bro, there has
more
been
than
no
that,
peace in Judgment Day for years now. Every year got something on.
Yeah.
Right? And
Now that you mention, yeah, every year
don't
always.
forget, right? Don't forget Raquel and Liv. Where did the tension go? We just swept
I
it
don't
under
know what's
the rug.
going on, man. I thought Raquel should have clocked Liv early on. But anyway, speaking of Judgment Day, now that you mentioned the whole, I don't know whether you saw R-Truth's, this is random, but it just came to mind. R-Truth's Instagram post, he posted, because he and Damian Priest tag team champions and Rhea is women's champion. So he's like, the Judgment Day is back on top. I love that. He's the best.
That's really funny. That's really
Yeah.
funny. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the championship scene. We got a while to get here because these are all huge honorable mentions. Very juicy storylines going on right now. That's why I had so much fun watching Raw. Let's talk about women's Intercontinental title. Becky Lynch with a live promo. Same promo as always. I'm not going to say that it's getting old. I like her promos because every time the way she delivers it is a different way. She finds a way to make you laugh and then she finds a way to make you hate her again.
Yeah, I want to say her insults were so smooth.
Yeah.
Right? You feel like, I feel like I should clap, but you're insulting the hometown, right?
That's exactly what I was gonna say, right? She was talking about her daughter, talking about how she's gonna be a great champion to show up everywhere, not like all these part-timers. I'm not sure if she said that, but basically she said that she's gonna show up, right? Even if it means showing up at a dodgy town.
Yeah, like this one, like Laredo.
Yeah, that was like, oh man.
I was with you, but that's the point.
We were doing so well.
Had me in the first half, right? Had me in the first half.
Until you said that, we were doing so well until you said that, Becky. We were almost there. No, but this is what I love about Becky, right? Like you really start listening to her because she's very this very sweet auntie that you kind of like want to listen to, and then this auntie suddenly just turns you on you. It's so interesting. It's so funny. So I like the promo, and then she sets up an open challenge. I think this is the second part of the great promo. She sets up an open challenge. Io Sky comes out to respond, and Becky completely demolishes her. I don't know why.
She has a great line. She says like, "Oh, is Rhea really gonna come out instead? Because I wanted Shawn Michaels, but I got Marty Jannetty."
Yeah, I was like, I was like, bro, you didn't have to do Io Sky so dirty. You can't compare Io Sky to Marty Jannetty, man.
Man.
What? I like this entire segment, and then of course Io didn't have to say anything. She just gave Becky a slap, right?
Of course, yes.
And then this is where I made a realization, a very random realization. Technically, right, Becky Lynch needs another 7 more Intercontinental Championship wins to topple Chris Jericho.
Oh, really?
And then she can say she's better than Chris Jericho because she's also the unified champion at some point, right?
Yeah, she was naming in this promo, in her first part of promo, she was naming all her achievements, right? Yeah. How many time women's champion, how many time. She didn't mention Chris Jericho, I guess because he's not with the company, but she mentioned Taker, which is the best, which is amazing for a character because she sees herself as good as the Taker, right?
It's damn Delulu. She says that Undertaker streak, I'm coming for you.
Which is what? She's like four-time Intercontinental but Undertaker's like 21.
Yeah.
21. Yeah, it's a totally different streak actually. So it's hilarious. Anyway.
It's very hilarious. But there was one line that Becky gave. Sorry, I just want to give so much credit to Becky. She has so many good lines. It's such an intelligent promo. So Becky basically she's shitting on Io, right? She's saying, I don't want to face a number 2. And the crowd boos.
Yeah.
And you know what Becky responds? She says, "See, they are booing you."
Yes. Like, they agree with me. They don't like you.
With me, see, the audience agree with me. They don't like you. That was so funny.
That's great.
It's really Delulu. I really cannot. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about let's stop with the context.
But it becomes an impromptu title match.
Yeah, I thought this whole setup was good because it really gave depth to this match as well. It gave depth to Io Sky because for the past 3 months, right, I feel like they were overusing Io Sky as a secondary, and it really felt like Io Sky was in the shadows of Rhea Ripley.
I agree.
So like I think right now that she's out of it again, she can start building that depth again, and this helps to give her character some motivation, right?
She's got her own thing versus I'm still in Rhea's shadow, right?
Yeah, correct. She's got her own thing as opposed to maybe just follow Rhea Ripley everywhere. But yeah, the match itself was a great match.
It was a very good match. In fact, it was a proper title match.
It was a good TV title match, I would say.
Lots of near falls, right?
Yeah. Asuka interferes and she essentially costs Io the match, and Asuka attacks Io.
Yeah.
Now, I think listeners of this podcast, you know that we are so high on that domestic abuse storyline that we talked about between Asuka and Kairi Sane and Io Sky. And now that Kairi is no longer with WWE, I feel like it just doesn't feel the same anymore. I mean, for obvious reasons, right? Because Kairi is not here anymore. It doesn't have the same depth. I don't know what they're really fighting for, apart from Asuka is a salty senior.
Yeah. The stakes have... It's not even diluted. The stakes have disappeared almost. I don't want to... It feels like that, right?
Diluted wouldn't be the right term. Like I said, right, the stakes have disappeared. So basically, the reason for fighting is more or less not there anymore. So it went from Io wants to rescue Kairi Sane from Asuka to Asuka is just being a salty prick. Which is very... Now the reasoning is suddenly very petty already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But kudos to Asuka. She's still cutting great vignettes. She's still trying to gaslight all of us to thinking that she gave Io everything. Asuka is the victim. Now she wants to take revenge on Io. Like, kudos to her. Obviously, she couldn't control where Kairi was going, right?
Yeah.
So I honestly hope that, once they get out of this, they can kind of like recover from this missing piece. A huge part of me really wishes that the Kairi release is a work. I really do. I know there are reports saying that Kairi has already gone back to Japan, but I want to be Delulu.
I feel you, man. Like that thought wasn't in my head, but I'm like, now you give me hope.
Yeah, I want to
hope is a dangerous thing, as we always know. It
is. Really, it is. Like, I want to hope. I want to be delusional that in that match, Kairi Sane shows up and saves Io Sky. But you
gotta be real.
Unfortunate. But I think after this, they're gonna I almost use the term release, but kind of like let Io Sky go and do her own title scene thing. I would definitely want to watch a continuation of Io Sky versus Becky Lynch.
Okay, let's talk about... I agree with Io and Becky. I think down the road, that would be great to watch. So we talk about, now we know Asuka versus Io for Backlash. That's been said. It doesn't feel like... I don't know. It doesn't feel... Maybe because we're right, the stakes have disappeared. It doesn't feel like Backlash will be the blow-off. You're right, like narratively, you say, we've talking about Io goes on away from Rhea and title scene, but it just doesn't feel like a blow off as well. So.
I think they might just want to get this over and done with lah. We see how it's really hard to say because this Kairi piece was so important. Suddenly we don't have the Kairi piece anymore. It's just hard.
And
to
them
say.
being locked into this also doesn't help both of them, right?
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about the Women's World Heavyweight Champion, Liv Morgan. She was part of the Judgment Day segment, but she was also part of this attack on Stephanie Vercaer. They just wipe out Stephanie Vercaer backstage. Why are we repeating this again?
Yeah, why are we? And then now I think Michael Cole announced later that it's not it's a shoulder that got injured, right?
Yeah, why are we repeating this again? We ran this stick the previous time with Raquel Rodriguez where Stephanie Vercaer got injured and she disappears for like moonboat. Yeah, she disappears for like weeks and comes back to do a title match. Why are we repeating the same thing again? I don't understand.
Is she going to show up in a cast, right? Is she going to show up in a cast but then still fight off Judgment Day?
Is there no other woman on the roster to face Liv Morgan but Stephanie Vercaer? It can't be, what? Right? I mean, sure, Io Sky was occupied with Becky Lynch, right? But oh my god. Okay, now that I think about it, yeah, maybe there isn't. But who else can you think of? Maxine Dupree. Where the hell is Maxine Dupree?
There's Maxine Dupree and Natty as well. Natalia, right? Natalia,
yeah. If WrestleMania was a good season to reset all this talent, right? Why are we reusing Stephanie Vercaer, who has already been established, and then now we're gonna take her out for don't know, God knows, 2 to 3 weeks? Why are we repeating this angle again? I don't understand. The injury angles we've done before. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, that was the very first thing when I saw that. I was like, are we gonna have Vercaer also either written off for weeks again?
Yeah, that's
who is Liv gonna face, right? Who is Liv gonna face?
No, that's exactly what I highlighted. They just dragging this shit out, right? So hopefully they don't. But hard to say lah. Okay, let's move on to the men's scene now. We've got the Intercontinental title. Nothing much to say about this one. This one was just a match between Rusev and Penta, and then they had Ethan Page in our periphery as well as Javon Evans. Penta does win the match against Rusev, but it is a roll up, obviously, to keep Rusev strong. Then Rusev attacks Penta, Ethan Page gets a hand in as well, and then Javon Evans comes out for the save. A very, very simple match. It was a very simple segment. There wasn't really much progression to this this entire sequence. I thought it was quite exciting segment because you get to see all of the competitors rather than one person just randomly disappearing. So that's good to have. I'm still quite unclear if this will lead to a fatal 4-way. Then if so, why did we have a number 1 contendership match last week? Did we?
Yeah, that's number 1. But also Javon and Penta shook hands at the end. Like
I'm gonna tell you, next week it's gonna be Penta and Javon Evans versus Rusev and Ethan Page. And then shit's gonna break down again and they're gonna start fighting each other. Yes.
You heard it here first. Yeah.
It's a very easy booking. You can't go wrong with that.
Just let the 4 men just cross all the arrows, right? All the possible combinations based on the alignments.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. We got the tag team titles that's held by the Vision. They were involved in the segment. But in this entire scene, we saw the debut of Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry is officially a Raw superstar, but he's wearing blue. But no, that's his signature shirt lah. So
it is lah. It is. I don't know whether it was planned or I don't know whether anyway, I don't want to jump the gun. But someone does call him out on the blue shirt. But before that, he makes his debut by singing a song.
Yeah, so Joe Hendry, he sings a song, then he takes a dump on the Vision. The Vision comes out very angry. Raging Logan Paul was quite funny.
He's hilarious. I love insecure Raging Logan Paul. He does it very well.
Yeah, it's quite funny.
No one can fire me. I can't be fired. Right.
He was really committing to it. His whole face turned red if you look at it. Yeah. So it was nice to see that. Obviously, the Vision does attack Joe Hendry. Then, if you all heard last week, the Street Profits came back to run interference with the Vision. So it happened again this week. They saved Joe Hendry. And then in this entire attack, I noted that Joe Hendry's pants almost fell off.
Oh, really?
You could really see his undies. Yeah.
He has a very he's a big guy. He's a big guy, but his shirt is a bit tight. I don't know. Pants also, is it?
Right. Okay, let's talk about this creative angle, right? I think it's fine. I really think it's fine to involve Joe Hendry. You kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You get Joe Hendry to debut, but at the same time, you kind of like further this storyline between the Street Profits and the Vision just a little bit. Now we talk about Joe Hendry. Maybe like many episodes ago, many moons ago, we talk about Joe Hendry being a one-trick pony. I still think that he's a one-trick pony. Don't get me wrong. He sings songs, he wrestles, and decent-ish, one could argue. But there's also another one-trick pony that is doing very well in WWE, and that's Danhausen.
Right.
Yeah, so Danhausen is doing very well. All he does is he curses people. Yeah. So I won't say that it won't work with Joe Hendry, but if we talk about on a scale of seriousness, right? I take Danhausen way less seriously than Joe Hendry. I think that's the problem. So I think I need some time to adjust to Joe Hendry, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, but also at this point, as what you said, it's what's his story? Don't know yet. What does he have on? What do they have in mind for him? Don't know yet. So
what is his motivations, right? I honestly, at this point, if you ask me if Joe Hendry is a champion, I'd say no. Not champion material.
His gimmick is almostly, we talk about, I think Danhausen is a great comparison, because if you talk about gimmicks, Danhausen, his gimmick works. Joe Hendry, his gimmick is you say his name, he appears. Right?
Yeah, so
I don't know
why don't we just slap the two of them together and then like hope for the best? It's gonna be a nuclear explosion.
That would be hilarious. That would be interesting. But
really hard to say. I at this point I can't take him seriously because of his gimmick. I don't think he's champion material, but I'm gonna cut him some slack, right? Obviously, he's first night on Raw.
Yeah, it's his first night on Raw.
Yeah, before people take a dunk on me, I'm just saying that right now I don't know how they're gonna future-proof him, because he's a very strange gimmick. But we shall see. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Let's move on.
I think we have just the undisputed title left to talk about.
No. Just one more segment between the Street Profits and the Seth Rollins.
Yes.
So just something to note that Seth Rollins was trying to thank the Street Profits for saving his bacon last week, but Street Profits was saying, no, it's not about you. Why do you always make it about you? It's never about you. Then they walk away. Seth Rollins, a bit poor thing. If you really think about it,
I felt he was a bit sad at that point. I was like, wow, Seth really no friends.
That's exactly what I wrote, right? Hey, this fella, he no friends.
No friends, no.
Yeah. So I think, right, based on this alone, I think the potential with this storyline is really boundless. Because Seth Rollins, he made so many enemies. Over the past year, he made so many enemies, and I think that at some point where he's gonna face off the entirety of the Vision, I think it's a money match, right? Who is he gonna find to help him? And you remember we did explore at some point the possibility of a CM Punk and Seth Rollins.
Yes, given
alliance.
and it's given that Paul Heyman again is the connecting tissue. Yeah,
that's insane. I would love to see CM Punk and Seth Rollins work out their.
If they can give that maybe a 6 to 8 month build, that feels like a 6 to 8 month build. I don't know. We'll see what they have.
SummerSlam probably.
Even SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
That would be 4 months, 3 or 4 month build.
That could be a good marquee match, no? I mean, like Seth Rollins Seth Rollins together with CM Punk in a tag team match, teaming together. I would say
the tag team titles off.
Yeah, get the tag team titles off.
The Vision.
The Vision, yeah. That would be quite interesting.
Match. Yeah.
All right. Can we move on to the last one? The World Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. Okay, so he's here for 2 major segments. He opened the show together with Usos. So a lot of interesting things happened in this vignette. I'm not sure if you noticed, but let me just bring you through them. To give you context, Roman in the vignette, he's questioning, why is Jacob only standing up? Jacob Fatu only stepping up when Roman finally becomes the champ, right? He had 2 years to do it. He didn't go for the championship, but when Roman becomes the champion, Jacob finally wants to become a champion. He's not wrong, right? And then we get the Usos chiming in as well. Right? Jimmy Uso, he says he can see where Jacob is coming from. He wants to upgrade his household. He wants his family to eat better, sleep better, all that kind of stuff. But Jay, on the other hand, is saying that, nah, screw that. No, Jacob Fatu is dangerous. We should put him out. Okay? Then, but basically that's the context, right? So it's interesting to see that the Usos have very contrasting views on Jacob Fatu. So if you really watch closely, I'm not sure if there's anyone out there who share the same opinion as me. This promo felt like an angel and devil on the shoulder situation.
A little bit. I think, it felt like that at the start. I definitely thought, Jimmy is the yes man. If you talk about Roman's perspective, Jimmy is the yes man, Jay is the no man, or right? But both of them were more nuanced than yes or no, which was interesting to me, I thought. Right? Because like you said, Jimmy was like, I can see where Fatu's coming from. Jay was like, hold up, you are it's almost like you are missing the point that he is actually dangerous.
Yeah,
right. Which is what he said. Yeah, but
yes.
but it's not just Angel and Demon, boys. It is Angel and Demon in the sense that they not on the same page, but they have a developed argument on their each end.
Yeah, so which is funny that you should mention they both have their own argument, right? But Roman bought Jay's argument.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you realize towards the end of the vignette, Roman is like, you know what, you are right. There should be consequences. There should be consequences for Jacob who stood up against us and he's trying to ruin our family. Right? That is one thing. And then I'm not sure if you remember last week, right? Sorry, this episode, Jay was spurring Roman on, was like, yeah, you should, kick Jacob's ass. But last week, Jay was telling the same thing to Jacob.
Yes.
Jay was telling Jacob that you want to face Roman, you need to step up, you need to be ready for war, all that kind of nonsense. And so why is he spurring both of them on? So does he want them to destroy each other? So that he can assume tribal chief position? Right? So I thought that was an interesting nugget to take note. So that was the vignette. Then we move on to the main event segment towards the end of the night.
Live segment, yeah.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns comes out to cut a promo. He talks about how he has officially elevated the World Heavyweight Championship, how he makes it more relevant. I half and half disagree with him, in the sense that I thought that CM Punk still did a good job. But to be fair, Roman is the main eventer. He draws more eyes and tickets, so he's not wrong.
I mean, yeah, it was. I actually was also maybe 60-40, not 50-50 with him, but. I just want to say, Roman's mic work is tip top, right? For this part,
I'm gonna disagree with you.
Really?
Roman, he's got the voice, he's got the tempo, he's got the rhythm. But if you really dive down to what he says, right, there's a very simple formula.
Okay,
It's all narcissism.
Sure.
Right?
But that's the character, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's a formula, right? Okay, the formula works. If the formula is simple enough and you do it well enough, then it's great, right? But I'm not saying that he's a promo cutter like CM Punk. I'm not saying he can cut a promo like Seth Rollins, because these guys can do it without something without any notes. I feel like Roman has to think about it before going out. Roman talks about some place acknowledge me, or how I make this place better, or how I make this thing better. I am better than this guy. I am better than that guy. It's always a same flow, right? If you realize. So I'm not saying that Roman is a masterful promo cutter. I'm saying he's good at promos, but I don't think he's masterful at it. It's always the same formula.
I will agree with you, because here I wasn't comparing him to, like you said, the Cody Rhodes or the
Cody's a good shot,
right? But here, part of giving a good promo is still having a conversation with the audience.
Yeah, okay. Let me put it this way, right? There are 1,000,001 ways to prepare an egg.
Yeah.
Right? You can do eggs Benedict or whatever complicated way to cook
fancy,
an egg, and it will taste nice. But Roman is doing a soft boiled egg, a little bit of light sauce, a little bit of pepper, and it's still great. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. So
I agree.
So Cody is the ex Benedict guy, and Roman is the soft boiled egg guy.
But that's not to hate on Roman. But
it's not to hate on Roman. Like I said, if you keep it simple, it works. It works. Don't fix what is not broken. It works. I'm just saying, if we compare in terms of complexity, Roman is not gonna be the top.
I would agree with you there. But yes.
Okay.
So that's the first part, right? That's the first part where Roman is by himself. Then Fatu shows up.
Yeah, Mr. Fatu shows up. very wet for some reason. Then he poured a bottle of water before it came out. Maybe
You're super wet.
maybe a little
It's
bit
hot
too much
in Laredo,
water.
very
Yeah.
hot, very hot.
Yeah. A little bit too much
Humid.
water.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jacob comes out. Again, Jacob, great promo, right? He says that he never doubted his decision. He's still saying that he's gonna do it for his family, and I buy that. What was I gonna say? He then made an argument, right? So basically, he started saying that Roman and the original bloodline weren't the guys that cared about Jacob. They didn't give a shit about Jacob. While the OG bloodline was living the life, Jacob was down there grinding, being broke. Basically, he had a very terrible life, and it was Solo that brought him up. It was Solo that gave him the opportunity. It was Solo that brought him in. So he's basically crediting Solo, which I thought was very interesting because you don't normally see people crediting the heels. Right? So it gives depth to the story. So I like that. And it was true. It's really, really true, right? Then we get a very strange line by Roman. It's essentially the same thing as he said to CM Punk again. It's a formula, right?
Yeah, right.
It's a formula. He said the exact same thing he said to CM Punk, which is, who do you think signed off on getting you back? It's the tribal chief. I call the shots around here. Dude, I can tell you, before the words come out of his mouth, I know what he's going to say already.
Right, yeah.
It's so easy to predict, right? Then this is where I started to feel a bit strange. What do you mean you signed off on Jacob coming back? what do you mean, right? So I'm not so sure about that because Roman.
So you're like wondering whether it's a work or a shoot now, but because with CM Punk it was
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's even a shoot. Like, I'm just thinking that he's saying it for the sake of saying it.
Right. No, yeah. He in this case he definitely was, right?
Right, because because at that point, if you think about it, right, when Jacob was first brought in, Solo was already beefing with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So how does it make sense that Solo Sikoa, the enemy of Roman Reigns, brings in Jacob, and then Roman is like, let me just
I will have to approve my enemy's hiring decisions.
Yeah.
My competitors' hiring decisions.
Just bring him in. Let's fight. So this is where it's a little bit sketchy and dodgy for me. You see why I'm like I'm not so sure about that. So I felt like there was a little bit of an incontinuity there. All right, but anyway, Roman starts to poke Jacob a little bit more, and then Jacob attacks Roman.
Yeah,
it was quite a brutal one actually. He was choking the heck out of Roman.
What is it called? It's not a mandible claw.
It's a Tongan claw.
It's a Tongan claw.
Yeah, it's the one. Haku did it. Haku, I think.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So yeah, the attack happens, and then Roman finally accepts Jacob's challenge. Now, Jacob attacks Roman, but is this a heel turn? What is your take?
Yeah, I was a bit confused, but I was also more confused as to where are the Usos? They left the building already. They weren't instructed to stay away, right? That was actually
no. But my question is, what do you think? Do you think this is heel turn or not?
I'm gonna say no, but it's also not a face thing, right?
Yeah, they were booing him. They were booing the heck out of him. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna say it's not a heel turn, but it's still a very strange. It's still a very strange attack in the sense that Roman he did push Jacob's buttons, but I don't think it was so personal to the point where Jacob needed to kind of like clock him,
poke him out.
I don't think Roman was playing with his family, his kids. He didn't mention any of that. But Jacob just went for it. So I can see why Jacob would be frustrated, but I don't think it was. I don't think it needed a strike. I can understand why, but again,
I think if they came to blows, it'd be okay. But choking is something else.
Yeah, it was something else.
Choking is something else. So even if you're right in that moment, even if Jacob threw the first punch,
Yeah.
It's still okay, right? We wouldn't
Yeah,
call
but
it. It was a choke. It was a
it was
deliberate
a straight
choke.
up, yeah, it was a straight up choke. So it felt so I think I know why. It felt more aggressive than it needed to be. It's
Correct.
it's different from you are talking too much, let me give you one tight slap.
Yeah.
Right. This felt very, very aggressive. So maybe that's why people started booing him. But you can also argue that he's quite justified. Roman keeps pushing his buttons, right? Anyway, we'll see more of this because Jacob is gonna come back to Monday night next week. I'm not sure if Roman will show up on SmackDown. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so. No.
So yeah, it's very, very interesting storylines. There's so many things going on. We got Jimmy playing the peacekeeper. We got Jay playing the devil. We got Jacob, the unhinged family man.
Yeah.
Right. And if anything, Roman is the constant in this entire thing.
Yeah, Roman is a constant, and you also forget about we didn't forget the solo still in play. I think. I like to think. No, not for Backlash. Not for Backlash.
I don't think so.
No.
We shall see. Very interesting developments. But I can agree on one thing is that Roman being back, it really does help to elevate a lot of things. Just his involvement is already elevating 3 people: Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso. Barring, of course, they are his family, his little circle. But they couldn't have done this without Roman.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, that is it for our Raw review. We went a little bit over time. Hope we didn't drag too much, but hope you enjoyed this episode. This is episode 29. Yes. The next time we'll see you guys is episode 30. We'll review SmackDown. Right?
Yeah.
As always, let's talk about the social media stuff. You guys know where to find us. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Look us up, Ringside Brew Wrestling Podcast. If you like the short form stuff or you want to follow us for the news and updates, we are on Instagram and as well as TikTok. It is at ringsidebrewpod.sg. Hey, speaking of, we also have a community Discord channel where we talk about wrestling. So if you want to be part of the community, we're not that hard to find. Just go to the said Instagram, go to the bio, click on that Discord link, and it will send you in. Right. One last thing. We do have a donation platform. It's Buy Me a Coffee. So I've already set the price, the bare minimum, as low as the system allows me to. So if you guys want to support us more than just the likes and follows, you want to help us out, you can help buy us a drink to tide through the podcast. If you don't want to do that, that is completely fine. We respect that. But we would appreciate if you guys could give us a like, subscribe, follow on any of our content. That would really, really help us go a long mile. Right? Yeah. So that is it for today. Joseph, do you have anything to say?
No, I think we enjoyed this episode of SmackDown. I think post-Mania feels good.
So far, so good. So far, so
right?
good.
Yeah.
We haven't had a flop yet. But
well, the first flop actually is Kairi Sane, but
I mean,
fair enough. We'll continue to mourn, I guess. I don't want to get into it now.
The releases, but yeah. All right. Anyways, guys, we'll see you soon. This is Dave signing off.
This is Joseph.
All right. Take care, guys. Have a good week.
Yep. Bye.